Hey everybody, we're back again, and today we are back with a very great man who is doing an amazing job in Nigeria and across the world. On today's show, we do have Dr. Marksman Ijiomah, the chairman of Chinmark Group. You're welcome, Dr. Marksman, and please tell us how you've been.
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for having me on the Intellectuals. I am so grateful to have this platform to talk with the intellectuals. All right, I'm fine. Awuzie, I'm very fine. I'm very fine. And thank you for having me here today, please.
Great. And thanks for making time. I do understand you had a long flight, flying across two countries and just landed in Nigeria and, finding time to be on this platform. That's really sacrificial of you. So I'm going to go straight to my first question. Who is Dr. Marksman Ijiomah?
I think we have to remove the doctor, keep the doctor one side. Marksman Ijiomah is a street boy. I say it all the time. I came out from the street, built a business from the street, and the business we've built have had a global audience and is still having a global audience. So Marksman is someone who wants to see everybody happy, in as much as it is not possible for balance to be maintained. But Marksman aims at making sure that everybody is having a fair share of life's happiness. That is who Marksman is.
Wow. Everyone is having a free share of goodness in life. That is who Marksman is. I do have a video of you here, and I just want to play it. And I will ask you a question after playing the video. Here it is.
You are too broke. Are you not ashamed of yourself? Oh God. I can't do this with you anymore. I can't. Please don't do this with you. No.
I was there. I saw everything. I saw you crawl on your knees, begging for acceptance and validation from the one you truly love. Then I felt the anger in her feet as she quickened to leave, as she was blind to see the moment of your becoming. In you I saw millions of rejected faces who were left neglected by those whom they have trusted. But then I watched those who do nothing, those who haven't done anything, sit and make mockery of you who do something. I wasn't blind at all. I saw beyond. I saw you switch from different jobs simply to make an ends meet. Then I heard a voice, the Marksman's voice.
God forbid that you have skills and talents embedded in you, but you do not know what you have and how to maximize what you have. So discover what lies within you and around you. That's the first thing.
A voice of hope that rolled down from the Chinmark Wall Street, a company that understands what it takes to pass through challenges and yet keep believing. I sense resilience in your spirit, the courage to rise above setbacks and limitation, and that gave me hope. I watched you drive into the same street where you were abused, mocked and neglected, and I saw those who couldn't believe in your dreams rise in disbelief and doubt.
Apprentice, you!
Calm down. How come? One day, do you want to know how? Chinmark got me elevated.
Hey! We will never stop to fly the League of Charitable Works and Services that stands the philosophy of what we represent. We are strongly passionate to take you by hand and to show our generation what we can become together. We are Chinmark. We build our future one step at a time.
Chinmark Group, touching lives.
Chinmark Group, touching lives. I want to ask you a straight question, Dr. Marksman. What is the philosophy of Chinmark? What is Chinmark? There is a lot of hype and buzz about this business. We are right here with the chairman, and we want to hear from you. What is Chinmark, and how are you touching lives?
Basically, the motto "touching lives" has nothing to do with making profits. A lot of people have asked me, why touching lives? Why did you choose that motto? I understand the pains of poverty. I understand the pains of suffering. I came from a mud spoon, very, very muddy spoon. My father was a bus driver. He was doing interstate. My mom was a cut and join tailor, not even a seamstress. A seamstress is a professional word. She was just a cut and join tailor. I saw firsthand how difficult it was to feed. The soup my mom normally prepared then is scent leaf and Maggi, with small crayfish. When you take the soup, the water will draw all from the top down to the bottom. That's the type of soup my mom was making then. So I saw firsthand what poverty can do to the mind, what poverty can do to one's growth. So when the Chinmark brand started over 12 years ago, I decided that I'm not going to take a motto that has something to do with profit making, that has something to do with the way people think. It must be touching lives. Every profit we make, over 80% goes into charity. 80% goes into redefining people's life. 80% goes into making a difference, seeing people smile, seeing entrepreneurs start up and move forward. So that is it. That is what the Chinmark vision is all about. Let us leave all the loans, the partnership, the transportation, all those ones should stay one side. This is the core mandate of the Chinmark vision.
Wow. Look, that's a business that has a heart right there. That's a business, with a sense of humanity and with a craving and a desire to do good for humanity. I'm going to say this straight up to you. I am a businessman, and this is a business show, and I run Gamesburg Group here in South Africa, and we are purely business, And when I hear you as a businessman talk about, sending back 80% of your profits, back to charity, that wows me. That literally wows me, and I'm wild, And here's a question that I'm going to be asking you from a business, the business, do you have a sustainability strategy of the business? If you spend 80% of the business in charity, can 20%, the remaining 20%, will they be able to, run the organization? How do you manage that if 80% goes straight to charity?
The thing is this. One of the key factors that global business leaders do not expose to we Nigerian players is the viral effect of philanthropy, charity. When one gives himself out to charity in a legitimate way, the society has a way of supporting your brand and making sure you move beyond the level you want to be. When we look at the likes of Bill Gates pumping in billions of dollars every year into Africa, sending medicine, vaccine, and the rest of them, we begin to imagine, how are they even surviving if they are making such investment? That is where goodwill comes in. That is where your partners, they come in. A lot of them support you. They send you donations. They send you free will gifts. They just want to make sure that the brand is standing without anything happening to it. So when we say 80% of our profit goes into charity, we're not saying 80% of our overhead cost. We're not saying 80% of our running expenditure. We're not saying 80% of our capital used in business. No, we are saying the profit we have made that should go into the pocket of the shareholders, that should go into my own personal pocket. We are sacrificing it to make sure that smaller businesses stand in the society.
Wow. Now that's really amazing. And one thing that we must go home tonight with is that philanthropy brings progress. And that's in the words of Ife Lona Okocha. Philanthropy brings progress. On our last show, we had an amazing businesswoman in South Africa, and we all saw, how she stressed, the flow of money. In her words, she said, "Let the money flow." Let
It
the
must
money
flow.
flow. Yes.
It must
Talk to us
flow.
about that. Why must the money flow? And what's the place of philanthropy and giving in business?
The thing is this: money is
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Money is people.
Yeah.
Money is not just about your business. Your business is people-centered. So when money flows to the people, I call it the street. When money goes to the street, they give you the kind of publicity that no media can give you. They give you the kind of publicity and goodwill that you can't find anywhere. The people, they support you because they know that this business benefits them. That is the importance of money flowing in the street. When we study the mafia ideology, when we study the Mossad, when we study heavy organizations that have gone far, the key factor is that money flows in the streets. Money flows among the people because it is the people that sustains every legitimate business. If the people they are removed, your business will collapse, irrespective of your strategy, irrespective of your planning, irrespective of the capital you've invested in it. If the people they are not there, that business will be grounded.
Wow. Look, guys, this is such a deep wisdom, and I wanted to, go home with these words. If people are removed from your business, then there is no business. There is no business, and the way to get the people involved is to let the money flow to the people. Let the money flow to the people. And that takes us to our next question, Dr. Marksman. I'm sorry you wanted me just to address as Mr. Marksman, but I'm gonna stick. Yeah, I'm gonna keep to that. You seem to have mastered the science of social media marketing. My question centers around your proliferation of social media brand ambassadors. What inspired your social media marketing strategy, and what other marketing strategies would you recommend to today's younger entrepreneurs?
Okay, basically, when we started doing the social media marketing years back, a lot of people said we were wasting our time. A lot of persons said there's no money on social media. But, I'm a Christian. I will not remove that fact. In my work with God, one thing I found out is He gives you signals. He tells you certain things that education will not tell you. When I did my planning, I looked at it. I never had funds to do mainstream media advert. I never had funds to do traditional advert. The only thing I had access to was my 2 gig data and Facebook. That was the only place I had access to. So I told myself, this is my market. So I called it my key performance area, KPA. We started. Every day we're there posting. When I started posting on Facebook, most of them have only one like. No S attached to it. It's not likes. 1 like is what you will get on Facebook for a post of 1 month. A lot of people started calling, okay, you said you build houses. You said you are into agriculture. You said you are into real estate. Okay, we want you to work for us. We want you to do this. Now, one of the things we did, or I did, was integrity. That's one key factor that is lacking in the Nigerian entrepreneurship stage, integrity. A lot of the entrepreneurs you see in Africa, they lack integrity. Many of them you see out there, what they want is quick money. They have no accountability. They have no reporting skill. All they want is money. I want this money to come in. I want to wear good suits. I want to drive expensive cars. No accountability. So what we did was we were accountable. 12 years ago, when I was having building projects on Facebook, what did I do? If I'm building for a client, I give you updates on Facebook. You'll be seeing your project on Facebook. You'll be seeing your project via WhatsApp videos. So on each end, there's a high level of integrity that has been displayed. We were suffering losses many times. So let me say it here because this I'm trying to teach those who want to come up. There were losses. Most times we have to go and borrow money to finish a project to make sure that integrity is intact. That name must be upheld very high. So we made sure on the social media stage, we never had any stain attached to the Chinmark brand. So while we were marketing, I was busy marketing online, also busy offline, keeping to the marketing I was doing. I'm going to break it down. I don't want to use terminologies in business, so I'm breaking this class down as possible. While you are doing publicity, make sure you have the capacity to hold the publicity.
Okay.
It's a very key factor. I see a lot of people online, they're advertising, okay, I sell cream, I sell shoes, I cook, I do this, I can deliver to your house. Now, let me tell you, Mr. Charles, when you write online that you can deliver to my house, you are telling over 20 million people at the same time that you can deliver to their house. So when you make publicity without the required capacity to meet up with such publicity, you become a liar. Integrity is breached. People won't trust you. You start having lapses. When you have orders, you cannot deliver on time. There is this mantra I have. It's a very simple mantra. If you are fast, but you are not excellent, you will not make sales.
Okay.
If you are fast and you are not excellent, you will not make sales.
If you are fast and you are not excellent,
you will not make sales.
That's great. Wow.
If you are excellent and you are not fast, you're going to lose 60% of your customers.
Wow.
So the 21st century business wants you to be fast and excellent at the same time. So you must combine both factors.
That's right.
When someone places an order, let us say you're a fashion designer, you want to sew a suit, and I place an order for a suit, and you tell me you will deliver in 3 days. Someone else tells me he will deliver in 24 hours.
Yeah.
With the same quality of your own quality of 3 days. I will leave you for 3 days and go for the one of 24 hours. That is fast and excellence combined together. So for us to maintain, see, we are the first company that started brand ambassadorship online. The Chinmark Group. We're the first company. We made our first 1 billion on Facebook, second 1 billion, 4 billion on Facebook. We're still making, turning billions of naira every month on Facebook on a low key. We don't use any other form of social media advertising aside Facebook. And the money keep pouring in. I tell people there's money on Facebook, but they don't know. So instead of you being involved in negativity, you stay on the positive. Now let me shock you, Mr. Charles Awuzie. Go on my page for the past 5 years. You will never see any negative news on it.
Wow.
Not one. Be it burial condolence, be it whatever that is happening in the country, you can't find it on my wall. I sanitized the space for my clients to come and do business with me, and it's working. From Facebook, we built over 600 residential houses for clients on Facebook in Africa.
Great.
The same place that people come to and they don't see anything is the same place we come to, and we're making impact every day. So that is it, sir.
Wow. Look, that's really inspiring. You know, that's really inspiring. If you are fast and you are not excellent, you won't make sales. A lot of people are going to go home with that words, you know, tonight, and I believe that is, you know, striking. Now, I want to ask you a question from your last statement, you know, about delivering, and this is an honest, you know, question. Have you ever disappointed a client before? And if yes, how did it feel? And how did you make up to it? You know, how do you handle negative reviews?
Mr. Charles, I wouldn't want you to land with that question. Let me go straight to the answer. I've been arrested by the state CID because of a job I didn't deliver.
Wow.
I've been arrested by DSS because of a job I didn't deliver. You know, people hear our story, they don't know what we passed through to establish a name that we have built. I've disappointed clients because there was no capacity. They trusted me, you know. They said, we know you can do this. Now, 20 persons were coming at the same time with projects. And we couldn't deliver back then. This was about 7 years ago. One of them went and locked me up in the state CID, police. I had to sleep there 3 days. 3 good days. I was playing drum in the cell for them for 3 days.
Wow.
It wasn't an easy experience. But one of the lessons I learned was I need capacity. So we had to soft pedal on our advert. I went back to the drawing board. I started training people who could replicate what I was doing. So I started raising men. One of the mistakes business owners make is they monopolize their business. They don't want to transfer knowledge. They don't want to transfer skills. They don't want to transfer their strength to another person, limiting the growth of their business and that of the nation as a whole. So what I did was I started training people. I started raising men in different places. I will bring you in, I'll train you. I told myself, if I train 10 and 9 walk away, if I can keep 1, I've succeeded.
Wow. Wow. That's great. We're going to go on a short break. Okay. Wow. Say that again.
If I train 10 persons and 9 walk away, if I kept 1, I have succeeded.
That's powerful. If you train 10 persons and 9 walks away and 1 stays with you, that is success. That is success. Thank you so much. We're going to go on a short break. And once we are back, we're going to get into some real business talk. Stay tuned.
You are welcome, oh dear great minds. You are welcome to the intellectuals. You are welcome to learn and unlearn. Think what thinkers with Charles Awuzie.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Yes, I'm here with you.
Great, great. Now we are going to go straight to, to a deeper business talk. Let's talk about doing business in Nigeria. Mr. Marksman, which sectors of the Nigerian economy would you say have the most opportunities? There are. I want to say this first to you. There are a lot of non-Nigerian people on my platform, and they are listening. A lot of them do want to invest outside of their countries, and they are considering Nigeria. And I have a businessman from Nigeria, and I want to hear from you. What are those sectors? Is it technology, real estate, and fintech? What are those sectors that you would advise foreign investors to consider, in investing in the Nigerian economy? What are those sectors?
Okay, now your question is two-faced.
Okay.
The number one phase is if I'm answering for investors, I'm replying billionaires.
Yeah, definitely.
The other phase of your question is the young man who is listening to me who has only 200,000 naira.
Yeah.
Who doesn't have millions, who doesn't have billions. So I think I'll answer the investors first. If you want to do investment in Nigeria, your investment should be service-based. If you don't want to go into oil and gas gives money. Yeah, the turnover is huge, but the risk associated with it is also high. You need someone who will monitor it. You need to be able to trust someone who will look at your funds for you. It's not something you run yourself. Now, aside the oil and gas sector, the transportation sector is a bit shaky. It's not. Is a street business. It needs thuggery to survive. So it's not something I will advise an investor coming into the country to go into. Now, the real estate sector is a booming sector, but it has to be, I call it specialized real estate, not local real estate. You don't go to buy properties in villages, in areas that are so interior, and you're expecting to sell 500,000, 600,000, 700,000. You won't get any turnover. You will run losses. Many times, those lands you buy in those villages in the name of investment give it the next 4 years. You bought a land of 500,000. You end up selling it 300,000 after 4 years. So instead of it appreciating, it depreciated. So another major revenue or avenue you can channel funds into is service delivery businesses. The businesses that is B2C, business to consumers, is a mega market. Anything that involves you selling to people directly, food, call it anything, provisions, the supermarkets, whatever that involves people buying from you on a daily basis is a huge market. That is my advice for foreign investors that may want to come into the country. Then for foreign investors coming into the country, you must have a local player.
Okay.
I have two advice. It's either you get a local player to interpret your dream, or you hand over your funds to someone who will use it for business and give you returns. So you stay on your own side and enjoy your returns. Because the
problem is this. Okay, I'm just going to call you a bit because of time. The problem is this. A lot of these people have tried to do business with Nigerian business people, and they have got, they had a lot of negative experiences, you know. And if I've you know, had discussions with a couple of them, and they tell you, look, I want the huge markets that Nigeria offers, but I can't trust, you know, they struggle with trust issues, you know, and I would want to address that, you know, how can these people trust if they want to bring their money, you know, how can they trust if there are news of hush puppy and all that stuff out there?
Mr. Charles.
Yes.
The problem on the leg is also the problem in the head. The trust issue affects every nation. No nation is exempted. So the questions, who are you dealing with? If you met one bad egg, it doesn't mean that all the eggs in the crates, they are all bad. We have good and legitimate business owners in Nigeria who are doing very, very well. The problem we have as a country is media branding. The media is just, you are one of 1,000 that is inviting me to speak on a public space online. The media, they advocate negativity more than the positive part of the country, Nigeria. We have good people. We have legitimate business owners that could recycle your money and you're getting good returns every month. There are many of them out there. So the media branding has made us look bad, but trust issue is global. It's international. If you go to Italy, they are stealing money. If you go to US, they steal everywhere.
Yeah. Now, someone says trust issue is international. And that's true. And that's true. Someone says,
let me give you a case study. Let me give you a case study. I told you I flew from Dubai to Ethiopia this morning. I went to close a business deal running over $1 billion. It's a foreign business deal. These are investors that want to push money into strategic sectors in Africa. That's the deal I went to close in Ethiopia. They saw me as a person. They have studied me for over 8 years. They said, you are capable of handling this. We are pushing these funds now to Kenya. We are pushing it to Rwanda. We are pushing it to South Africa, where you are. So we are splitting these funds around the globe for us to generate returns for business owners. So there are many persons out there that can still replicate the model I run or others run. So we have a lot of them.
Great. Now, you just spoke about the model you run, and I want to have you talk about it for a moment. What business model do you operate in Chinmark Global?
Now, our model is service-based.
Okay.
We have 2 restaurants currently running in Dubai.
Okay.
We have a food delivery service in Lagos.
Okay.
We have the money lending arm. When we lend money to people, we're lending for you at 8% interest rate. And we hold a very valid collateral because the trust issue affects money lending. Nigeria is the only place where they will take your money from you and they will disappear. So we create a system that monitors to make sure we recover our funds from our partners. We have a rice farm of over 400,000 metric tons that produces rice for us. Then the rice paddies will sell off to those who mill them, and then we recover profits. We've diversified hugely into transportation, agriculture. We do medical supplies of medical consumables from foreign countries to local clinics, hospitals all over Africa. So these sectors are B2C sectors, business to consumers. They generate huge profits on a daily basis. So that is how we return money to those who have invested in our business. But there's a limit to the capital we receive into the Chinmark business. We don't just take money from people. No, there is a benchmark, and we are gradually getting to that benchmark. So I wouldn't want to talk more on receiving money from people.
Actually, I was going to get that because on your last statement, you said you spoke about people who invest in Chinmark. And I wanted to ask you, how many people have invested in Chinmark so far? Do you have an idea of how many people?
Currently, we have over 30,000 partners in the Chinmark group.
30,000 investors in Chinmark. Okay. Now I'm going to read out a message from my inbox that just came in now, and it's from a person called Chinelo. And here is a message. It says, Dr. Charles, please ask your guests what would happen to these investors' money if new people stopped investing in the business. Will such occurrence of new people not investing in the business, will such occurrence affect the business? Is the business compliant with the relevant regulatory bodies? This is from Chinelo. I don't know if you understood her question.
I understood the question that she asked, and I would answer it as fast as possible. I earlier told you that we've established businesses that are generating profits on a daily basis. The restaurant arm of the Chinmark Group in Dubai generates foreign currency. It's not Nigerian currency. Currently, a dirham is 142 naira. When we started the Chinmark business restaurant in Dubai, a dirham was 120 naira. Currently, it's 142 naira. So I would want to say this because I know certain business partners who are looking for where to diversify funds are looking at me. I just want to make a case study. The Chinmark restaurant, the one at Marina Bay in Dubai, generates over 500,000 dirhams every month in food delivery. I'm not going to boast about it. We are the #1 when it comes to quality African food in Dubai. So if you calculate 500,000 dirhams at the end of the month, go check how much. Anybody who has a calculator should check by 142. Now, the funny part of this fund is that it does not come to a Nigerian account. It stays where it is. So the value keeps appreciating. So for the person who is asking, if I earlier said that we have a benchmark for the partners or for the investors who are receiving into the company. So the benchmark, we're getting there and we'll shut it down. So whether the partners bring funds or not, the businesses already have a sustainability for the next 20 years. They can survive on their own, 100%. Really, I just mentioned an arm of our business. The food delivery business I started January in Surulere. The money they generate on a daily basis is crazy, sir. Very crazy. We developed a business model that no one has run in the whole Nigeria, and it's working effectively for us. And we're making huge patronage. I'm not talking about the other sectors of the Chinmark brand, which is not open for public knowledge. Her second question has to do with regulatory bodies. I would want to state it here to public knowledge that regulation does not remove risk analysis. The strongest of organizations have gone bankrupt with all the regulations attached to them, and people's funds have disappeared. Check your records. Check banks that have liquidated, businesses that have gone bankrupt. They had the strongest system. When you hear the word investment, you must think profit and loss. It's not about regulation. It's not about regulation. It's just like the Nigerian banks you have. If a bank liquidates, how much do you get as a depositor? Nothing. You will cry and go home. So it's not about regulation. It's about business structure. It's about the model of the business. It's about how the business is run and its functionality. And I wouldn't want to go into the requirements for getting these regulations in Nigeria. All of us will leave the show and go somewhere else.
Okay. Dr. Chinmark says to Chinelo that it's not about regulation. I may have a different opinion about that because I live in South Africa, and here in South Africa, if you do not consider those regulatory bodies, you are in big trouble. But I know Nigeria may have a different set of rules because Nigeria definitely do operate on a different
the thing is
code.
the thing is this, and we are not selling shares. We are not into securities. We are not into capital market. We don't sell stocks. What we are doing is called OPM, other people's money. You want to do farming, you don't have strength to farm. Give me, I'll farm for you. We already have the customer base. We already have the machineries. We already have the land. So give us the money. I'll farm for you. You sit at home, take your profit. You want to run a taxi business. You don't want to pass through the stress of the Nigerian taxi man running away with your car and your money. Give us the money. Every month, we'll give you returns. My people call it higher purchase. Every month, we'll give you returns for the money you invested in the transport sector. So I'm not selling stocks. I'm not into the capital market. I've not told you I'm selling shares or I'm selling securities for me to go and start passing through regulations. No. What we are doing is OPM, using the money that you cannot do business with to do business for you and give you returns.
That's a deeper explanation to that. And because of your time, I know you had requested that please we make this a bit brief because you just came into the country from a long flight, And I'm going to go straight to my next question to you. What are your short-term and long-term plans, and how well are you meeting those plans?
For short-term, the short-term plans we have is to consolidate the Chinmark workforce. That's just the only short-term plan I have. The Chinmark workforce, getting loyal and dedicated people in Nigeria is very difficult. Very difficult. The Nigerian labor system is not regulated. You people are talking about regulations. Let us talk about it. The Nigerian labor system is not regulated. The Nigerian workforce system is not regulated. Someone comes to work for you. After 1 month, the person will send you a text message of resignation. I've resigned. Like you will resign from home. That's the Nigerian system. So the only short-term goal I have, I have over 3,000 people working for me now, scattered in Africa. So my short-term goal is to make sure that these persons, they become a part of the system. They understand that building a business is not a day's job. And that's the reason why someone comes to work for you after signing a contract agreement, the person stays 1 day. The next day, the person, I don't get a job elsewhere, or I fired you. That's what we see here. There's no system regulating anything we're doing. That is the short-term goal. Now, the long-term goal I had, last year, we did a projection that we would go into the hospitality sector. But instead of it being a long-term goal, we're launching the first residence apartment we have, 66 units. We're launching it in September 2021. That's the first residence we're launching in Nigeria here. And we're launching another one in Greece by October, 20-something resident apartments. So we've launched fully into the hospitality sector. What do I want? I want the Chinmark brand to live 3 generations. I'm looking at 300 years. And what I have done is to set up structures that can make this vision come to fruition.
Wow. That's some real great vision right there. And there is a video which a lot of people have talked so much about. It went viral, and I would want you to have this opportunity because I don't think you've been able to have that space to formally address this, in a live broadcast. So I'm going to play it for you, and then you should be able to address the video and the critics who are making some comments about it. And this is it.
Awu, Chinmark, Awu, what do we do here? We make our currency. We
We make hard currency. We make more hard currency. Man, that was great. The vibe, the energy, and so someone attacked me. Someone said to me, he said to me, Charles, well, why were those people kneeling down? Why were they kneeling down? And I said, I'm going to ask you direct. I'm going to ask you right now. I know, the Nigerian culture, the Nigerian culture for people to appreciate, someone, and show appreciation, And I wanted to use this platform to explain further about what was happening there and the reaction of the people. This is your time.
Okay, I had just come back from Dubai, where we welcomed the Red Prince. That's my son. So
wow.
The office space you saw there, we call them the engine room. They are responsible for strategies and thoughts in running the Chinmark brand. So I came in to do a mentorship section. So everybody was excited. Congratulations, sir. Red Prince is here. Or this. Everybody was so excited. So I started sharing with them again the vision of the company. So when I was done sharing the vision, I told them we make hard currency you had was created at that point. It was not the former mantra they were using. What they normally use was, we make more money. What do we do here?
Wow.
We make money. We make more money. So I told them, let us change it to, we make hard currencies. We make more hard currencies. So when I told them that, I said, okay, touch the hard currency. That was what I said. So involuntarily, they started kneeling down to collect the money. I won't tell you to get up now. These are people I've carried and raised up. So all of them started kneeling down. You saw those that didn't kneel down. I still give money. So everybody started kneeling down. And I can't tell someone how to show gratitude. It's not in my place to do that. I can't.
That's right.
I can't.
That's right.
I can't.
That's right. And look, the last on this is your philanthropy. That video shows, a giving hand, and a giving hand is usually from a giving heart, So let's talk about philanthropy, and I understand the business aspect of it, which we spoke, earlier on, but now I want us to discuss, your model of philanthropy. Do you have plans of, or do you have an area of deep concern? Like my first guest on this from the US, Mr. Zoltan, he ran for the office of the president of the US, in the last elections, and he's so much into creating technologies that enhance human lives. My other guest, she builds schools and toilets for African students in South Africa. Now I'm coming to you, Mr. Marksman Ijiomah. What area of society do you want to channel your philanthropy to? What touches your heart the most?
The streets. The people who have no voice.
Great. And is that inspired by your own story? Does it connect with your upbringing?
Yes, that is where I came out from, the streets.
The streets.
I survived the streets is not because I was so intelligent. It's not because I was, it's not because of strategy, no. Let us not fool ourselves. I survived because favor. Thank God for this picture, sir. In my bricklayer days. So the street is too hard, sir. The street is too difficult. People are there struggling on a day-to-day basis, no result. You go out there, you do labor job, you come back with 1,000 naira, you eat 400 naira, you pay transport of 200 naira, you are owing Mama Emeka 200 naira. So 800 naira has disappeared. You now try to save 200 naira. With the saving you are making, your mother will call you from the village that she's having headache by the side of her head, and the 200 naira disappears. So every month you're working, and yet you're not seeing results. So what do? I go to the street, I pull them out. Like one of the boys I have currently in Dubai that are working, one of them, Chinazo, what he was doing, he comes to my house to connect wire for me. When there's electrical malfunction, he will come and connect it. From there, I employed him, made him a staff of the company. Within 2 years, he's working in Dubai now, from Nigeria. The other boy, Prince Will, I saw him on Facebook. He's always looking for trouble on Facebook. From there, I employed him, brought him into the company, trained him. He's in Dubai now working. I have over 1,000 stories like this. Those who have given up on life, those who don't have anybody to look after them. What do? I pick them, refine them, and position them in the society, sir.
Wow. Dr. Marksman, look, I am personally inspired by your business, your philanthropy model, and your vision to go to the street and raise people from the street. And I know a lot of people who have been on tonight's show are also inspired. There are a lot of comments here. Someone says, okay. This is, please, Mr. Charles, would love you to continue this. Okay, but there is one that says something really good about what you've said. Yeah, the street is really difficult. This is from someone here. Someone says, you are right, sir. Surviving the streets doesn't mean you are so educated. Priska says, God loves a cheerful giver. Thank you, sir, for all you do for humanity, the Red King. And yeah, that brings us to this last question. What is this Red King about? And why the chest of red in your branding? By the way, you have such an amazing branding. You have such an amazing sense of branding. I'm also celebrating for that. I see that everywhere. I mean, the red color is everywhere. So tell us about why you chose the red color and the Red King. Tell us about it.
I think red is my favorite color back then. So
yeah,
I picked red. But most importantly, my virtual mentor, Tony Elumelu, UBA is red. So I said, okay. And the person why they follow. So I had to play on red and white too. And it worked in our favor. So the red color, I got so involved in it. People started calling me the Red King. So I answered.
Wow.
I'm a man without titles.
By the way, I am on this year's TEF Judge Guilds, and I'm one of the mentors on Tony Elumelu Foundation for this year, right? And I just got a notification from the from Tony Elumelu Foundation asking that we please reach out to people in our network, that we need more judges and mentors. So I'm going to go straight and ask you, since you follow Tony Elumelu, who is a great Igbo and Nigerian businessman, would you please consider being a Tony Elumelu mentor, foundation mentor?
I don't get work now. We are serving humanity.
That is a yes from you. That is a yes from you. So I'm going to forward your name straight to Tony Elumelu Foundation, and they're going to communicate with you. And we're going to work on that together. So what is the last words of the Red King to our audience tonight?
All right. To the bigger people, the bigger audience with the bigger money, where will they follow?
Yes.
You know, say we will never get money. My advice to you is give your boys opportunity, make we they survive. Life is help us, give us opportunities to stretch forward to get to where you are. I remember in my lineage, I happened to be the richest person. That's to show you how bad it is. So I got to this level because people saw the potentials in me and they recommended me to one or two persons. It's called a referral network. So for the bigger people, the bigger bosses, I'm saying, please give us the opportunity to leverage on your network to move further. Then for the startups, for the entrepreneurs, I just have this message for you. Do not allow anybody to belittle what you're doing. Do not allow anyone to look down on you because you've not started seeing results. If I tell you what we had to pass through to get to where we are, sir, hey, you will even forget everything about the glory you see today. Till date, I'm still grinding. Till now, I work 23 hours every day. I'm not doing it because of its motivation. No, it's because of the future and the kind of economy we find ourselves in. We're in a place that has no regulation. We're in a place that the systems are not functional. We're in a place that talents are not celebrated. We're in a place that education is not appreciated. So for us to break through, we need to grind hard. We need to be on the top of our game. We need to be above excellence. We need to change the image that people have of the Nigerian culture. We need to change the image that the global community have of doing business in Nigeria. Then secondly, leverage on networking. I always tell people who follow me online, it is useless being friends with people that are below you. Leverage on networking.
That's right. That's right.
That are above you. Look for something you can do for them to add value to them. When you leverage on...
I've said that a million times, Marksman. I've said that a million times. Serve people who are ahead of you. Go ahead, please go ahead. I just need to emphasize that. Go ahead.
Leverage on giving value. It is not value is not money. Something happened last week. One of my mentees in the UAE went with her husband to my restaurant, and they did a video without telling me. A very fine video, fine video to advertise the brand. When I saw it, my heart is still beating with joy. They don't even know what I've packaged for them to surprise them with. I owe them a debt forever because of they leveraged on networking. I see a lot of Nigerian people. You are a graphic designer. You cannot do graphic designer free for a bigger brand. You do soap production. You bake cake. Bake a very nice cake. Go and give to somebody that is higher than you to taste. Free.
That's free.
Because if you cannot serve your way to the top, you have to pay your way to the top. And you don't have money to pay. So serve.
That's it.
Finally, do not look down on people when you've crossed where you were before. Do not look down on those who are behind.
That's it.
If you're walking with me, if you've stayed around me, you would know that the people I'm so endeared to is the streets. People that have nothing. They are my best friends. I carry them along. I see a way to reach out to them. I see a way to pull them to the top. So try as much as you can to lift people up. Because if we all get up, the problems in the world will reduce. There'll be less crime. There'll be less poverty. Thank you very much, Charles Awuzie, for having me.
Thank you so much, Marksman. Thank you so much. And like Dr. Marksman rightly said, if you have a skill or you have a product, try to give that to someone who is ahead of you. And I want to advertise the guy who does like graphics today. His name is Divine. I'm gonna tag him after this show. Already, there are people who are already, giving him some jobs and some branding jobs. And this is a guy, he follows this principle, Dr. Marksman, he follows this principle. There are two of them, if they follow this principle, they give their skills as a token to those who are ahead of them. I'm going to tag him. And if you are watching tonight, I want this to inspire you. Give your skills, volunteer your skills to a bigger brand, and you'll get higher sooner. Thank you so much, Dr. Marksman, for this session. Thank you. And to everyone who has watched tonight, thank you so much for tuning in. The intellectuals have come to inspire, motivate, and give you the right direction to business and to life. Thank you, and remain focused. My name is Charles Awuzie, your beloved host. Have a good night.
You are welcome.